How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout for episode 20 of Restoration Project Rangers, which sees us at the start of season 3. And today's match sees us in the Champions League second qualifying phase, first leg and also the second leg, against Rabotnicki of Macedonia, I think. Unfortunately, our performances last year in the Europa League have actually led to Scotland getting an additional place in the Champions League. Now, I say unfortunately because it's for next season. So next season, the winners of the Premier League this year will go straight into the group stage. And I think the team that finished runner-up go into the third qualifying phase. So it looks like we've done Scottish football a bit of a favour. And this year we need to go through 3 rounds before we can get into the Champions League proper. So this episode is going to cover off the pre-season stuff and do those 2 legs. And then probably from there, maybe do the second leg from the next round, assuming we go through, which I hope we do. And then, we'll just take it from there. So anyway, what's happened? Well, at the end of the last season, we had 2 games left, so I might as well cover them off. We avenged the aggregate defeat to Stuttgart with a 7-2 win over Hamilton, then a 6-1 win over Inverness Cali. Obviously taking out our aggression on the Scottish teams. So it was a decent way to end. Stuttgart coincidentally did win the Europa League. They beat Dynamo Kiev 2-1 in the final. So we lost to the eventual winners. So maybe take a little bit of consolation in that. Still a little bit disappointed we didn't manage to get through. But anyway, that was the end of last season. We're now into this one. So what's happened? Well, the ticker's probably already told you some of the things that have gone on. Well, we've been a little bit busy, so we've had a lot of players go out. Guys that we've released on free transfers: Andy Murdoch, Ryan Cinnamon, Tom Walsh. Just surplus to requirement, really. And Gasparotto signed a new deal. We've sent him out on loan to Aberdeen. Dylan Burns is on loan to St Johnstone. Halliday Crawford left. Now, the strange one here, Rob Kiernan, $1.5 million to Leeds might seem a bit out of the blue. Tunnicliffe for $300k to Sheffield United, and also Lee Wallace for $950. Now, part of the reason for doing this is I need to shift players out to get new ones in. And in terms of the Champions League, you do need to have young Scottish players who have been trained in Scotland at this club. And it means that I can't just build up a big squad of talented players, even if I've got the finances for it. So I saw those areas as kind of weak areas that I wanted to improve upon. Rob Kiernan I sold because we had good central defenders, and I just feel he didn't play that well last year, and $1.5 million is a good price for him. Tunnicliffe is a good player, but he often gets sent off. $300k to Sheffield United, I'm fairly pleased with that. Now, Wallace is club captain, and he was a fan's favourite as well, and I think he was runner-up in the fans player of the year, so maybe not the greatest decision to sell him, but I think when you see who I've replaced him with, you'll see why. Galindo has gone out on loan to Plymouth. I think he's going to be excellent. He played in the last couple of games in the SPL. Those were those 2 games here. He was absolutely fantastic. So I'm hoping he will get some good game time down in Plymouth. And Marco Ramkild has joined fellow Premiership side Partick Thistle. This is make or break for him this year. I think there is a player there, but he needs to get game time, and he's just not going to get it here. So hopefully Thistle will do us a favour. Of course, Patrick Bamford has now signed from Chelsea, so we knew about that before. 3 goals out of 4 friendlies so far. Pretty pleased with that. Josh Vela has also signed from Bolton. And he's had a good start as well. So I'm not sure if he's still being touted as dubbed as the next Frank Lampard. So, oh no, Neil Lennon is a favourite manager. I might have to talk to him about that. Then the next 2 signings here we didn't know about. We've signed Diego Buonanot from AEK Athens. Was he an Argentinian / can't remember what he is now. Yeah, Argentinian / Italian he looks like a cracking player. Unfortunately, he's 29, a little bit older. Hopefully, you know, he'll still be able to do a good job for us. Certainly from the friendlies so far, he's looked the part. His strength might be a bit of a concern in the Scottish game, only having 5, but as you can see from, you know, a trequartista or advanced playmaker point of view, his skills are really good. So looking forward to that. 8.5k a week for 3 years, so not too bad at all. And then next up is Steliano Philippe, left back that we signed from Dinamo Bucharest, and he looks good. 23-year-old attacking fullback, so it really kind of ties in with what I'd like to try doing with the formation here. Tavernier, Boer, Philippe and Sultan, I think, are all very good going forward. He's pacey, his crossing's pretty decent, not bad defensively either, good work rate, teamwork and so on. I think he is going to be a cracking player, and I think at the moment he's actually in as our key player. Yeah, he is. So he's just through the door, and that's him as key player. I will need to promote Danny Wilson to being club captain, I think, to replace Lee Wallace. But yeah, things have gone well for us up until this point. Let's take a quick look at the friendlies that we've played. So tried to, that was last year, tried to play against teams that were maybe going to challenge us a little bit, and you can see when our fitness was low. I mean, we were playing there before we even had our new players in through the door. So a 2-1 loss against Racing Club Genk, 2-0 down, pulled one back with Pritchard. Next game was a bit disappointing against Salzburg. I think we were 3-1 up in that game. 3-1 up, and then we just kind of threw it away and lost 4-3, but our players were really tired. Then we had a 9-0 demolition of Bolton. I mean, this was a cracking game. Lots of different scorers on the score sheet. Then Club Bruges, a 3-1 win against them, double from Lazo and Bamford, and then a 6-1 win against Carlisle before today's match. So, you know, fitness-wise, we're doing well. Hardy started that game, scored a couple of goals, looked pretty good. So, yeah, that takes us up to today's match. As I say, I will look to cover off both legs in this episode. Probably put the highlights down to key. Well, they probably are still on key at the moment. Let me just turn that ticker off, get rid of it. Right, the team lineup for today. I've got a little bit of a concern at the back. Wilson is suspended, and basically what that means is I've got Knudsen and Mathisen who cannot be registered, and the reason why I can't register them is because of the 8 players trained at the club rule, and I've got to leave enough spaces, so it means Ross McCrory makes his way onto the bench, which I'm not too bothered about. I think he's well, okay, he's not very good at all. If he has to step in, then he has to step in, and we'll see how that goes. But the rest of the team looking pretty good. You can see Steliano Philippe is not particularly great at that fullback role. If I move him up into the wing back role, you can see that's much more where he's used to playing. Also, if you put Tavernier there rather than being at fullback, he's not as comfortable. So I don't know. I don't like asymmetrical formations, but I'm kind of thinking I'll maybe try that at some point this season with Philippe, and seeing if I can move a little bit further forward. But yeah, the team is looking pretty good. I must say I'm quite happy with it, and I think we're good to go for today. Robert Skov is injured. He's certainly going to get a lot of competition for his place with Bull Nanot. Holt doesn't even make the team. I mean, that gives you an impression of how the team is now stepping up a little bit. We've got Palmer and Vela as the preferred midfield duo. So yeah, looking good. Right, let's get off into today's match. Squad numbers to 4 players. Let's auto number them all. Obviously Philippe with 3, Vela with 16. Is there not? There's nothing available. You can see 4 and 5 are available, so our centre backs really not. Yeah, that'll do. Why not? I think I'll get a chance to do them all anyway shortly, so if I want to readjust them, I can. So a tough away game in terms of the distance travelled. just been rested. I never like saying the truth. I've signed a new player, so I think for today's game, this team are probably going to be quite rough and ready. So we'll match them and we'll see how that goes. Favourites, didn't go down well. Going with Bamford for today. He's looked quite sharp in the friendlies anyway, so we'll see how he does. Obviously, every player is going to get a chance to show what they can do in the early part of the season. There'll be a lot of games to play. We are sitting on key and the speed's okay, so we're off. Starting our campaign in the Champions League in Season 3 is pretty good. It's as good as we could have hoped for. So Buonanotte now on the ball, looking for Tavernier wide. Usual kind of play. Bamford in the middle. 80 minutes on the clock. And 1-0 up, but offside. Not ideal. Was it? Oh. I thought that just said it was offside. Or was that from just before that highlight? Anyway, not bad for Bamford on his debut. A goal 19 minutes in. So it looks as though we're still playing very much the same way as last year. The fullbacks having a large part to play in our attacks. The crosses from deep. Not really done too much since then. But I mean, we are in control. Most of the possession. Plenty of shots at goal. Passes completed 77%. So doing okay. You'll notice that I've got the instructions to be overload. I've noticed that seems to have really worked in some of the other saves, especially with Los Angeles in the playoffs. It worked there. Not the greatest of first halves. I'll just need to try and keep going and hopefully get a second goal, maybe a third as the game kind of progresses. We'll see if we can bring on some fresh legs, but it's okay. You know, it's our first competitive match of the season. Don't really expect to hit the ground running as such. I've had some decent friendly wins, but you know, a couple of poor losses in there at the very start. All right, so let's just keep an eye on how things are tracking here. Pritchard with the corner, headed away by Stoyanov. Palmer chases it back, cuts it inside to Vela, over the top to Pritchard. First time cross. Bamford is there, straight at the keeper. At least he put it on target. Not a bad effort. Pritchard again with the corner, in towards the keeper. Mitrovic can't win the header. Vela will pick it up, aka the new Frank Lampard. It's a lot of pressure to put on a young kid's shoulder, that. I don't think he was shooting there. I think that was a cross. He's not quite got the knack of that cross special. 56 minutes. I think we'll see how things go. I'm going to give it another 10 minutes rather than 60. I think I'll give it till 65 and see how it goes from there. Laurent on a yellow card again. Not ideal. Vela now to Buonanotte. I might just call him Diego from now on. Philippe getting to the byline. Cuts it in. Pritchard with a shot straight at the keeper. I would have preferred if we'd been getting these shots away from the goalkeeper a little bit. We could have been out of sight by now. Could have been 3-0 up at least. Pritchard, that was terrible. Did he kick the ground? Not a very good cross from him. And wow, look at the shots on target here. 20 and 11. We're playing pretty well. But I'll give it a couple of minutes here and we'll make our first change. Maybe a couple of changes. Right. Obviously, looking at the body language, I mean, people aren't playing that badly, but body language is usually a way of kind of telling whether players should perhaps be coming off. I'm surprised Pritchard's looking nervous. Let's bring on Oscar Boer in his attacking midfield position and see how he gets on. I think we'll leave it like that for the time being. Possibly bring on Longo in 10 minutes, but don't want to potentially leave myself with 10 men for any part of this game while it's only 1-0. If we can get another goal, that would certainly be ideal. Let's see if we can tell the boys to push forward a little bit more. But that time really goes quick, doesn't it? 85 minutes, and there's not much point bringing on Longo now. It'd be nice to get a second goal here, guys. Can we do it? Vela with the pass out wide. Tavernier, Boer, just trying to squeeze it in there off the post. I think we've done well, but we've not been in top gear, certainly. And it's good to see that at least we're creating chances, even if they're not, particularly noteworthy. And when we do create them, we're not doing that well. It's Tavernier now lines up a shot, perhaps. Boer with a left-footed shot. Not the greatest finish you'll ever see. The keeper was maybe a little bit to blame there, but I am not complaining. A 2-0 win away from home in the Champions League qualifiers is good in my book. And looking at the stats, 30 shots, 14 on target compared to their 3 and 1. We've looked pretty comfortable in this game, and I think this should be full time here as Tavernier cuts it inside to Vela. Maybe one last chance. Tavernier, lots of space and time, looking for Lazo. Lazo with a header wide of the post, and the game will finish 2-0. Puts us in a good position, I think. I would like to see us tear them apart at Ibrox, to be honest. That'll get the confidence levels up, really, in the team. And you can see people are, the morale's pretty good anyway, to be honest. I think we'll just say Cam, because they did well, but no, nobody took that well. So anyway, alright, I'll see you in a minute for leg 2. Okay guys, so we're back for leg 2, and one bit of news in between. The third qualification round draw has been made, so if we get through against Rabotnicki, we will play either Mold or Bangor City. So again, I think we should be fairly confident of going through from there, but certainly if it's Mold, we'll need to be careful that we don't get complacent. But first of all, we have to get through this. You can see that Mold actually won 2-0 at home to Bangor, so maybe not as good as I'm kind of making out. In terms of the lineup for today, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try Tajira from the start, and I'm also going to give Longo a go from the beginning, and possibly also Jordan Thompson as well, just to give him his run out. Fairly happy with how things were at the back. Obviously Danny Wilson is now back, and he will get his place instead of Laurent. I think that's okay. I'm kind of tempted to play Robbie McCrory. I kind of want to, I think I will actually. I want to try and get him with a bit more game time. Wes Fotheringham, cracking goalkeeper, who has actually had his first cap for England, which is excellent. But Robbie McCrory, I think, has definitely got potential, and I'd like to see him kind of push for a bit more of a place in the team. Obviously guys like Jason Holt are probably going to be a little bit unhappy this year. I'm actually, do you know what, I am going to give Ryan Hardy a go today, and I'll put Longo on the bench. I'll give Bamford a break today, but yeah, I want to see how Ryan Hardy gets on. So let's go with this. So a few changes, but I think the guys who brought in, they're hardly going to let us down massively. Right, okay. So as we did in the last game, I think we'll just target these guys and do hard tackling. Pick up where you left off. Nope, didn't go down that well. Let's see how we do. Alright, time to go. So obviously conceding here would be an absolute disaster, I think. And talk of the devil, they might have a chance here from the corner. Lazo intercepts Hardy on his own. You see Pritchard going away on the right there, but he doesn't find him. Picks out Lazo, who just aimlessly hits the ball into the box, but he gets it back somehow to the byline, cuts it back, and did that just hit off of Hardy? I don't know if he actually could have put that in properly or not, but well, actually it was an own goal, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh well. Hardy put the pressure on. I'll take the credit for putting him in. But yeah, good start. Good start. Anytime you can score at home that early on, it certainly puts you in good stead for the rest of the game. So hopefully now we can just play with a degree of comfort and see if we can rack up some goals. Tavernier now cuts it back inside to Pritchard, just inside the box. Lazo is there. The keeper makes the save. Would have expected Lazo to do a little bit better from there, but nonetheless, a decent move. We will need to get more clinical than that when we get into the group stage. Well, I say when, if we get into the group stage. There's nothing as a given. Obviously, the playoff round is going to be the real challenge here. Thompson now to Palmer, out to Philip. Keeper makes an acrobatic save, and to be honest, makes a complete hash of it, and Pritchard will put that in for his first goal of the season. You might have noticed as well, I have gone back, I did it in the last episode against Stuttgart with the wide players again, and I think it just does seem to have helped a little bit. At least I know, because Lazo puts, Tajira there puts it in for 3-0. Having that kind of comfort that I have players that can play behind the striker is really quite good. I mean, I can play a 4-3-1-2, I can play a 4-2-3-1 wide, I can play a 4-2-3-1 narrow. There's a lot of things that you can do with the sort of players that we have at our disposal. So I'm pretty happy with the way the squad is shaping up at the moment. As Thompson lofts it over to Lazo on the left wing, inside to Hardy, and he scored on his European debut. Not too bad at all from the youngster, and certainly this is going to be a big season for him, with Waghorn, Longo and Bamford all competing for that position. I don't know whether to send Hardy away on loan. I feel like I really should give him a chance. He did well at Dundee United last year. Alright, let's just keep going. Let's try the old assert if you weren't bad. Yeah, that one does it. Fills in the greens, not too badly at all. So yeah, comfortable. 6-0 here now in aggregate. And I think this is probably the reason why I should have just done one of the legs. And I think certainly for the next round, which surely we're going to make it, I would expect it to be mauled. I will just do the second leg as Hardy with a header. Gets his second of the game. 5-0 now. Will Hardy be able to get a hat-trick on his European debut? That would be some story for him. But yeah, the team is looking good at the moment. An average rating of 8.42 across the whole team. Yeah, if you guys haven't been watching the other series, the skin is new. There's a few changes. Links are in the description if you want to download them yourselves. I really quite like this skin. I like actually how I've got all this information here now on the screen in between, rather than having it dotted around while I'm playing. Alright, so where are we now? 63 minutes. I think we'll make a change. I don't want to bring Hardy off. I want him to get a hat-trick. It's kind of difficult to see who to take off. He's just playing that well. Maybe put Lazo through the middle, play Waghorn out wide on the left. He's certainly going to be played in different positions this year now. It's just going to be one of those things you'll have to kind of make do with wherever you can get in, really. I think that'll do. Waghorn did, I think he got 30 goals last year, was the top goal scorer in the Premier League as well, so he did have a good season, but we need to try and rotate things and keep it fresh. I thought that was a shot from Vela. Lazo was there. Yeah, I thought he might have been offside. He was pretty much standing in the post. That was a bit of a weird goal. Come on, Hardy, you can get that hat-trick. Giving you a chance here. Let's see if I can tell him to push forward. Come on, I want more. I want blood. 7-0 is not good enough. But no, it's a good start to the season, to be honest. 2 games played, 7 goals scored, and so far none conceded. Hopefully we can win it there. Good challenge from Wilson. Waghorn now inside to Palmer, out to Phillip. Plays it to the far post. Pritchard is there, but it's palmed away by the keeper. And we still can't get that 6th goal. And the clock's now ticking down. I don't think Hardy's going to get that dream European debut with a hat-trick. Well, I mean, to be honest, scoring 2 goals is a pretty good dream anyway. It's just not perfect. But yeah, I am pleased with that. I'm pleased with the way this pre-season has panned out, and I think we've got a lot of things to look forward to this year. Certainly in terms of the Premier League, I will be expecting a lot of rotation to keep our big players in tip-top shape for Europe. But that is an excellent performance, it must be said. 30 shots at goal, 13 on target, well and truly in control. Ryan Hardy picking up man of the match, so we got to be pleased with that. And wow, well, Mould definitely made up for their rather lacklustre 2-0 win with a 10-0 win. John Owori scoring 4 in there, so yeah, I think we'll need to watch out for ourselves in the next leg and in the next round. But as I say, I'm not going to do the first leg. I will do the second, and I'll just maybe show the goals at the start of the episode. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this bumper episode for the start of season 3. If you have, please leave a like, and any comments you have on the squad. What do you think of the signings as well as the sales? Would you have sold Kiernan, Wallace and Tunnicliffe, or would you have kept them on? Let me know. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and until the next time guys, I'll see you when I see you.